Chehalis, future Tina here, to show you, to intro both the video you're about to see and tell you what we did. Tony and I took a little day trip up to Chehalis and Centralia for, well, actually I was delivering a wholesale yarn order up to Ewe and I, so you're going to get to see a decent chunk of the trip into the, or a tour of the store. And then while we were there, Tony and I popped over to a sewing machine store we discovered. We walked a little bit along Main Street, and then we went up the road a ways and visited some antique stores in Chehalis. Hopefully you enjoy the video. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, so bear with me as we clip this together. You're going to get the tour of Ewe and I that I took on my slow crawl interview run up to Seattle a few months ago, because I lost that footage. But the footage you're getting is even better than what I took anyway, so it's a thumbs up for you. You're going to get a little bit better footage. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you really like what you see at Ewe and I, you can also get more information, and I'll put the link below, and see the full interview and full tour at the Ewe and I store in our Slow Crawl YouTube channel. That we're trying to collect all these interviews for all of the stores that participate in the Slow Crawl. So pop on over there if you like this one, and I will give you the link. At the end of the video, I'm just going to give you a little scenic view of the trip we're on right now, which is we popped up to Spokane to visit my daughter and two of my grandkids, and it's super picturesque in eastern Washington. And so I'll just give you a little ending view, like a little moment of zen of the sort of now brown fields and agricultural landscape in eastern Washington. Trip to Chehalis, and we've gone into Billies Designer Fabrics, where I found some thread, and they have the coolest, I'm just gonna pop in, the coolest collection of miniature sewing machines and fabrics and threads. Lots of threads. That's good. It's hard to find good threads. And all kinds of clothing fabrics and ironing boards and Husqvarna sewing machines. There's also downtown the Book and Brush, which is an art supply bookstore. And then I noticed across the street is another bookstore. Where was that? I saw it as we were going by.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, where was it?
Down there.
Oh, Shakespeare and Company. Down here.
It's named after one of France.
Oh, Shakespeare and Company, and it's got used books. And then I'm going to take you back down to the sewing store, even though I've been there and made purchases that I'll show you later. Chehalis is a great town. I really like it. It's about halfway between Portland and Seattle. And it's got an old Main Street, which you gotta love old Main Streets. I like them. This used to be a quilt shop, which is rather sad. They've even left their stuff out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it used to be a cool looking quilt shop. So it looks like the quilt shop's gone for COVID. Restaurants. Looks like there used to be a vintage store that's gone. And then a church and a nail spa and a pawn shop, which we've not gone into, and then a movie theater that McFilers. I don't know if this movie theater is opening or not. I'm taking you down to the yarn store because I forgot to when I was in there. Looks like they're fixing up the movie theater. Don't know what it's going to become. So, Ewe and I is the yarn store. And they have weaving supplies. They have yarn. They have sort of a British... All right, so over here is the Shona's Food and Dining. It'll just be on YouTube.
Yeah, so she's got all sorts of
And cheese. Oh, here's your cheese, right? Are your cheeses in here? And baked goods?
Yeah, so she does meat pies and
Oh, and-
goodies and the cheeses.
Oh.
And,
Yes, I look forward to
Oh,
Yeah.
and duck egg. Wow.
yeah,
Yummy.
yeah.
Might have to do lunch here and coffee, which is also vitally important to my life. All right, and then we have the yarn store. Here I got distracted by the food.
So this is the store. There's the.
Yeah, do you have a layout organization?
So there is the fingering weight yarns are here, and as you go down the wall, it becomes thicker and thicker and thicker.
Okay,
as you
by
go.
size, yeah.
And the lace weights here.
And lace weight.
Washable, dryables here. Local yarns are all here, harvested within
Oh, and
45
so-
miles of the
Oh, so here's the Black Sheep Creamery and Fox Farm, it says.
store.
Yeah.
And Delphi Valley.
And you do all, so you, when you send this off to the mill, you're doing
They
fingering
do.
through bulky.
Yeah. I have some super bulky. Patterning sock yarn.
Oh, did you get any? So Regia and
Some
Unique.
Opal, or, what's that one?
Perfect.
Yep. The Lang yarns and Perth.
And then the Malabrigo pile.
Yeah, the bulky yarns are there. And some Noro.
Some Noro, big old
Yeah.
skeins of Noro. Oh, and then bulkies and super bulkies are right over here.
Yeah, and then this is the color work section on over here.
And your impressive selection of Shetland.
Yeah, so there's the Shetland.
The Shetland. And how many colors did you say you had?
130.
130
Yeah,
colors
yeah.
of Shetland.
And then the Rowan felted tweed and the
Oh.
Lopi and the lore with the mini balls. And,
Nice.
All sorts of fun color work things.
Yeah.
Not very many color work samples.
Well, that's a good one right there. Oh, and you got some Plaudelope.
Yeah.
Well, here's a good one with the cute little fox.
Yeah. Isn't that just fun?
Yeah, it's adorable. And then a few books.
And a few books. And a few
A
more
few
up
books.
front.
And a
Yeah.
few more books up front. And then notions.
Notions, all the
So,
interchangeables.
Haya Hayas and Knitter's Pride. Oh, and some Chagu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And buttons.
Buttons.
And then we'll peek in because we are right in front of the creamery. Oh, here's some photos of your sheepies.
Yes.
And then not a lot of action. We missed the action in the cheese department. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's some. Let's see if I can get this to go down. There's some cheeses. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, and then let's go to your, so you used to have knit groups here, but you've had to rearrange because of the COVID.
So I have 3 places where people can sit and kind of isolate
In pairs?
themselves. Yeah.
And then is this the back? Well, no, here's your, oh, we haven't talked about your
Yeah.
threads.
So there's crochet and tatting threads.
And then weaving and
Yep,
bags.
Weaving fibers.
And bags.
Yeah. And,
And a little bit of spinning
spinning
and needle felting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have even
And
more.
the sail table.
And the just moved to Centralia, downtown Centralia. Looks like that's the post office. This is a cool, got to be 1920s, maybe even 30s building, but I think 20s. And then, actually that looks a little bit like a funeral parlor. Centralia Square, that looks like it used to be a bank, but I'm not sure. There's an antique mall right behind it. And then we think this is the county courthouse, but I can't tell. It's got a park in front. I'm just going to pop over here and see. It could also be oh, it's a Carnegie Library. I love Carnegie Libraries. So it's the Carnegie Library. All right, next stop, antique store. Cool building that I just showed you from across the street is a restaurant and hotel and clearly pub. Historic one, clearly. That's kind of cool. Now the antique's here. And then in back of it is the antique mall, which we're headed to next. Oh, it is part of it. Okay, the antique mall is part of it. Wow. So one could theoretically stay in a hotel and go down, nip down to the basement for an antique mall. Crazy. So this is where we're headed next.